Hail and well met. Welcome to episode 13 of the Twilight of the Realms. We're a little more than halfway through the show. We'll see exactly
We'll
how it
see.
goes. But things are getting dark and they're getting serious. I am Eric Scott to be the DM of this game, founding member of the Dungeon Scrawlers, author of Forgotten Realms and other books. And I am at this point, since you're going to be seeing this a couple weeks in advance, writing a Pathfinder novel. Come join our Discord to learn more about that. In the meantime, take it away, Allie.
Hi, everybody. I am Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie for short. I'm a writer, author, game designer, TTRPG streamer. I'm playing Shay Darksong, the character that has been dear to me for going on a decade now, on and off screen. So she's a lot of fun. But
This campaign is meant to be Shay's swan song, so this is like her highest, coolest time. And then after that, she can retire and then we'll tell more stories. But Shay has yet to get her full story, and we want to make it come
we
through.
want to make it a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. But that being said, right now, project-wise, I have some interesting things in the works. I am currently writing Shadebound, my Greymantle novel featuring the Silver Sparrow, and I wrote an exchange today that I read off to Cora earlier that I think would make Eric proud. I think.
Excellent.
But yeah. As for everything else, we have a sponsor that I need to talk to you about today, and that's going to be Idle Champions. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Farida, Havilar, and Mahen from the Brimstone Angels novels. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Epic Game Store, Google Play, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com, which you should, because they usually have some kind of event going on, and whatever that is this week, go check it out, because it's worth it. Anyway, Cora.
Oh, and I want to clarify that I am always proud of you, Allie.
Oh, thank you.
Go for it, Cora.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Cora. I am a writer. I am a game designer. I don't have any projects currently in the works, but I am very hyped to go watch a movie that two other people here have already watched and already spoken of very positively. This Thursday, I'm planning to go see this Sinners.
Oh.
Just Eric's immediate reaction, just how excited.
Oh,
I
you
feel
are?
like that's thematically
Okay.
appropriate for this session too.
Oh
so.
yeah, oh yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I'm really excited to see that, especially because I don't think I've heard a single bad thing about that movie.
No, I haven't either.
At all.
There's so much buzz and hype for that movie.
Yeah,
It's
so good.
And it's entirely warranted.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to make time to go see it myself then.
It's really, I'm really excited. We'll see how it goes.
If your experience with Ryan Coogler is that you watched Black Panther or even that you watched Creed, like this is like the next level up, and it is
like I said,
fantastic.
I've only heard good things, so I'm really excited. But for tonight, I am playing Callista, who is our wonderful Face Guard Ranger, who's been going through a little bit of a shift. I'm sure she'll learn more about what's happening to her as we continue. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. And I'm also going to be telling you about two of our other amazing sponsors. Both of them specialize in dice, and both of them have their own really unique spin. In a realm where everyone is being armed with plastic dice, Norse Foundry has taken the extra step to arm their warriors with metal dice, giving you the strength of arms to skillfully smash through the enemy horde. You can find them at norsefoundry.com, along with other gaming accessories, including some candles that they're doing in a collaboration with another group, and dice from a collaboration called Feyweave. I have double checked; those dice are still there. They are really amazing. They're really they're just really pretty, and you should definitely check them out. Our other dice sponsor, named for the mythical creature that rises from the ashes, is Phoenix Dice. Phoenix Dice specializes in breathing new life into old materials, and they are constantly testing and designing with said new materials. If you're a gamer who is also really environmentally conscious, or just someone who likes necromancers and wants some thematic dice, you should definitely check them out at phoenixdice.com. And with that, take it away, Kay.
Hello, I am Kyrea Tidrekin. You can call me Kay. Gonna be playing Sorrow, the Tiefling Barbarian. Guess we should call her Barbarian Fighter Warlock since she has 2 levels of Fighter. And
Yeah, she's learning some discipline.
yes, exactly. And I have very recently stepped back behind the DM screen to run a play-by-post over on my Kyrea's Creations Discord channel. It's going really well. Very happy with it so far, and it's nice to get my DM Dungeon Master mojo back. So it's fun. Come over to our
It's
Discord.
been really fun and really cool.
Yeah, Allie,
Can confirm.
Allie and Cora are both playing, along with a couple other folks. And that's all I got. Jen.
Hello, I'm Jen. I go by Savage Bear on the internet. SavageBear.com is my awesome website for amazing apparel and accessories. Patreon.com/SavageBear if you want to check out my artwork, including sort of behind the scenes stuff on all the cool art I've been doing for this channel and this campaign specifically. Let me think. If I was smarter about time, I could have said a thing, but instead I will say I hope you guys got to see me at PAX East.
Yeah! Woo!
So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Though also dreading it, but you know that should be fun. Or I should say it was fun. It was a great time.
I hope you bought a lot of art and made future Jen very happy.
Yeah. Speaking of great times, tonight I am playing Ilmarin, the Eldritch Mind Sorkadin, who, you know, is not having a good time. And, you know, I'm sure it'll be okay and things will work out, and, you know, we're gonna just be cool with this explosive force living in her head. Fine. Everything's
Awesome.
fine.
Literally explosive.
What could go wrong?
I don't like the way you say that.
That's because you've been playing in my campaigns this time and before. So, when last we left our intrepid adventurers, they were aboard the Chromium, having had a group chat, a conclave, a meeting of the minds, and express some truths, express some hope, some concerns, some worries. And the Chromium is drawing close to its next arrival at Zhentil Keep, that noted bastion of darkness, the center of power of the Black Network. Now, Shay Darksong, who I was going to say the leader of the group, but I'm not sure that's really accurate. Like, you're a non-hierarchical anarchic collective. You're not really like a leader sort of band. But Shay described Zhentil Keep. I mean, you could correct me if my read is wrong.
I mean, I feel like Shay's taking responsibility for the group because she kind of dragged everybody off around on this, but there has been no discussions about overall leadership now.
Yeah, I think responsibility for the group is something that you would all fight over if it were brought up. So let's just say that, you know, you're getting along, you're relying on each other's powers. It might be helpful to have someone that the tyrants of Zhentil Keep might consider a leader. That's what the hierarchy is, the thing that they're accustomed to.
Sorrow's a follower, so...
Yeah, I think when dealing with people like the Zhentarim, it's probably a good idea to have the shadiest person in the party handle the interactions. I don't know, handle the leadership aspect.
So the shadiest, huh?
Ah!
Sorry.
That's
I
the
don't
this
think
is
you're
the
sorry at all.
No, I don't think you're sorry either. This is the quality humor that you tune in for every week.
I don't know if
The party is
quality
literally
is the
having this
word I'm
conversation. The party is literally having this conversation as you're approaching the dock.
Yeah.
Vane is bringing the ship into the dock. She told you that, land ho, Zhentil Keep shortly. And as you are approaching, you're having this chat about how to interact with people in Zhentil Keep. You want to maybe talk planning, like what you want to do when you get there? That's another thing. I'm going to describe a little bit of what you're seeing as you approach while you think about what you're going to say. So, along the rocky crags on the inner sea here, you see what must have once been a huge and impressive castle that now lies in ruins, much as Shay described it to you several days ago in this game, that several sessions ago. Probably it was an impenetrable bastion until some flying force descended upon it with great fury and power. I think Shay explained to you that Zhentil Keep was last wrecked by an attack by the flying city of Netheril, the Shades of Netheril. And it seems they haven't rebuilt quite fully. There is a town surrounding this ruined castle of ramshackle buildings. They look like slums and lean-tos, as though there is no real organizing principle for building these dwellings. And you see a lot of people. You're expecting like the ruins of a castle, but you see that it is indeed a thriving town, or shall we say, a limping town. The dock is surprisingly bustling. There are a number of ships. The Chromium does have enough space to make berth, but there are a number of trade ships flying colors from all over the inner sea. And you see one tower remaining of the castle that rises above 20 feet. Everything else is like rubble up to about that maximum. There's one tower that's at 50 or 60 feet in the air at this point. And hanging from it is a banner with the black hand of Bane upon it. So
Great. I mean,
that would suggest to you that the faith of Bane is ascendant in the city. That has not always been the case in Zhentil Keep, but that appears to be the case now. All right.
So, do any of you have any familiarity with the Zhentarim?
Nope.
Let's assume the answer is no.
Fair enough. They are one of the, I would say, they're a fairly old criminal network that used to be a lot more prevalent around Faerun. But they certainly haven't lost their bite, even if they're, well, and she'll gesture at the ruins of the keep there. So I would suggest sticking close, sticking together, and I'm not going to say let me do the talking, because, like, when has that worked for this group? But
Better you than me.
I'm going to say that I work with people like this regularly. I don't necessarily work with a Zhentarim. I've never had a taste for their kind of stuff. But I know
Poison,
how they work.
assassination, theft, smuggling,
Well,
coercion,
well,
forced in indentured servitude.
that's
shall we
where
say?
they lose me.
Everyone has a line.
Everyone has a line. For Shay, it's that.
I want to make it clear that slavery does exist in the realms. The Zhentarim do participate in human trafficking. It is technically illegal in Westgate. So no one openly owns anybody in Westgate. It doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. It's just like This Zhentil Keep is a step down morally from Westgate.
Yes.
It's saying something.
Several steps down morally
So-
from Westgate.
What I'm saying is, I know how to deal with people like this, and, well, don't let them sense or suspect any kind of weakness. That's the biggest thing. We're going to go in there. I know we don't have a lot to go on, but given that last little warning we got, written in blood, was the name Manchun. I feel like that's fairly important. So there might be some kind of clue here as to what the hells is going on.
That does seem the place to start.
Yes.
So, are we just going to go over there and seek an audience or something, or like what is your plan?
I mean, I'm hesitant to meet with Manchun directly, but if we have to, maybe we can get something out of him. It's probably going to cost us if we do, though.
Is it gonna cost coin or is it gonna cost something else?
Why
If
not
he was
both?
smart, it'd be the latter.
Yes.
Coin is
What-
something that is so easy to
I-
acquire and remove. Favors our power.
Spoken like a true drow princess.
Shay, if
Yeah.
I may,
Yes.
what all can you tell us about Manchun? You seem to have some familiarity with him.
Only by reputation. He's, well, a criminal mastermind, a powerful wizard. And would she know about the other bit, Eric?
Make an intelligence check. History check. History check.
History. There we go. I mean, it's all the same. That's a 19.
Okay. Yes. You do know, and Illyra has explained to you, that the former Night King, that is before the Night King that you slew, was a clone of Manchun called Orbach, who had become a vampire. He was apparently, as Illyra explained it, turned into a vampire before he was animated, and thus awakened as a vampire, and knows no other life from before. He slew his creator and became the new Night King. That's what she explained to you.
Okay.
And that he then vampirized his leaders in the Night Masks, and that the Night King that you slew, Illyra told you this once, very deep in both the night and in drink, was Neverin, her once lover, and former Night Mask, and he had been turned into a vampire by this Orbach, and then Orbach left him in charge of Westgate.
Okay. I will explain all of that to everyone. So, potentially, well, more than likely, this Manchun is Orbach, the former Night King, a vampire.
That's very tragic, though. If this existence is the only thing he ever.
I would say yes. That would be incredibly tragic. I'm not even sure he sees it that way. I don't.
Well,
I'm
of-
fairly certain he won't.
Of course he wouldn't. It's the only life that he has ever known. Just his hunger and existence. It's just really sad, isn't it?
It is. There's another wrinkle that everyone should be aware of. Technically speaking, my condition descends from him.
Does that mean he can get in your head?
More than likely. It happened.
Oh.
So, the other former Night King the one that I killed.
And this is when Shay embarks upon one of her strange and elaborate fantastical stories. Let's go.
The Night King that I killed was also able to do that to a certain degree, because he managed to leverage me into into fighting the Irregulars at one point.
So, what if I bond with you right now, so then I can be in your head to help him fight him off?
I actually think that's a great idea.
I only have great ideas.
Yes, you do.
It may also be wise to have a contingency for if you are not in control of yourself, Shay.
Absolutely. I mean, if I lose control, you have my permission to knock me the hell out. Like,
That'll be my job.
you know what? That's fair. I've seen you punch. I've nearly felt you punch. Like, I think we're good.
I can also just make her do push-ups until she gets tired and can't use arms anymore, so that because they just noodles. But then you get very buff. But you know, like you wouldn't be good at fighting us with your noodle arms.
We'll make that plan C.
Well,
I wanted you all to be aware, just in case. I don't know that he'll know, is the thing. I don't know if that's something he can tell just by seeing me. So because I've never met him. He doesn't know I exist.
we know to be careful and keep things under wraps. And as Callista mentions that, she'll just kind of slide on her ring and put back in her disguise.
One of her fantastical stories, Eric. Come on.
You didn't tell them.
No, I didn't tell them.
You hear Vane say that from the deck, right? The chromium has little tubes that you can speak into, and your voice will be broadcast into a room. It's very similar to like what they would actually use on like submarines, but it has a certain magical enhancement so that you can so that it sounds like someone's just speaking to you, like a loudspeaker. And says, "You didn't tell them, did you?"
Shay will grab that tube and just be like, "You were there. Helped."
I'm not in the room though. Surprisingly small movements necessary to dock a ship appropriately, unless you are suggesting that I should risk scratching my baby.
No, I'm not suggesting that.
Yeah, the last time the ship got scratched, we crashed.
Just
Just saying.
let us know when we're docked so we can disembark.
I want to know if you're going to tell them or not.
About
Is there something important that we are missing?
which part?
Like I believe we've gotten to the point where, you know, everybody's dirty laundry is on the table, so, you know, if there is...
I'm not even sure what part she's talking about, so...
I mean the future. You know, the fantastical part.
Okay.
Sorrow, a little spark in your mind, in your memory. Your memory is shite, right? Like you've drank most of that away. But you have vague memories now of your time in the Westgate Irregulars and being shunted into some kind of bizarre future version of Westgate.
Oh, yeah.
Hundreds of years in the future. Is this ringing any bells?
Okay.
Yeah, because it was that, I don't remember who did it, but someone got in our heads and made us remember really bad stuff, and that's how I remember things about my mother. And who the hell was that? I don't remember any of the specifics.
Cliff Notes version, because that's a thing in the realms. No, it's not. Anyway, the short,
Heathcliff's
short
Notes
version.
version.
the short Volo's version.
Volo's version. There you go. There it is. There it is.
The short version is the mission, the really the last mission I went on with my team of the Irregulars, with Sorrow actually, was one that wound up with us being thrown into a dark future timeline where Shar had won, the gods were dead, and magic was haywire. And that was where I met the Night Queen.
You mentioned this to me previously when you were explaining
Also-
your condition.
Yeah, and not for nothing, but you don't think that, a future possibility where Shar is ruling, and there's a Night Queen or something, might be relevant to current situation we are all finding ourselves in?
I thought I'd averted that timeline.
I mean, future are always in flux.
I know. It's just...
Yeah, I don't understand any of it. I didn't understand it at the time. I don't understand it now either.
Anyway.
There's probably some wizard that has very, striking theory about it, but also, they're men, so it's probably terrible anyway.
Fair. Regardless, the
I
night...
love the casual misandry that just comes out sometimes. Just
As I was
and-
saying, the Night Queen was the one that made me into this partial vampire situation.
she called that a night mask deathbringer.
Yes, a Night Mask Deathbringer.
Subtle.
Not meant
She's
to
very
be.
dramatic.
Uh,
Some people refer to that as a dampier. Sort of a vampire, but not entirely a vampire.
that's how I could run up the side of the ship, though. It does come in
That's-
handy.
That's cool.
I imagine so.
Wait,
Especially given your line of work.
yes. Regardless, the Night Queen in that timeline was Illyra.
Oh.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
That was the mission where Lilton was in my head and told me to stab that Shadowbane guy in the back with his own axe. Yeah, sorry about that, by the way.
That tracks. I mean, to be fair, the Night Queen did send me to kill you, but I didn't. So,
Hmm.
well, when someone's like, "Hey, go kill your friends," it's like, maybe this isn't gonna work out.
So we should be wary of Illyra, vampires, and Shar.
And
possibly.
also, do not forget the various things that can get into heads to turn us against each other.
Yes. I don't think we have to worry about Illyra as a vampire because I'm still pretty confident I averted that whole thing. It's a long story. Sorrow was there. So
I mean, but maybe she decided to become vampire in the last week or two,
Ilmarin has a point. We're in a situation where all three have come together in one place. We shouldn't remove the consideration that it may be a possibility.
I mean, I know you love this woman, but also it sounds like she's not great at decisions sometimes.
Being a vampire isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, look at you, Shay.
I make it work, but
The speaker pipe resonates, and you hear Vane say, "Good story, Shay. Sorrow, get up on deck. I need you to tie off the ship."
Yes, ma'am. And up she goes.
Okay. Sure enough, the chromium is close enough to the dock to tie up some of those lines. Vane did show you how to do that, Sorrow. Would you like to make a dexterity check or an intelligence check? Either of those would suffice.
Dexterity.
Lots of practice, muscle movement.
Yeah, but she still needs more practice because I got a 7.
Okay, so you couldn't explain how to tie the knots. Okay, you just saw Vane doing it. You spent entirely too much time looking at her hands, though. Her very supple, strong hands, and you fumble the knots a little bit.
Captain,
Fortunately,
I think I missed this.
she says, "Well, we all have to start somewhere, don't we?" Fortunately, the shady, dark, hooded men on the deck, they see you, and they were all set to like, grouse and like shamble around and intimidate someone docking at their docks, and they see Sorrow, and they're like, "Nope." No. And they will tie up the ropes for you.
Yeah. Don't worry, Captain. I'll get it right eventually.
Oh, you got it right.
I did.
Lean into your aesthetic, my darling.
Yes, Captain.
Good luck, everyone. I will stay here and guard the ship. One cannot trust these cultists around such fine craftsmanship.
Sorrow will look at the various fellows around and say,
The dock workers, yeah.
Yes. She'll just say, mess with this ship, you mess with me.
Make an intimidation check, please.
Okay, I have advantage on that.
Mhm.
Okay, I can see 27.
The mark fluoresces a little bit.
Natural 20 for a 29.
Okay, they got the message. Okay. When the rest of the party disembarks from the ship, you come face to face with a cloaked man in chain mail, wearing a spiked mace at his belt, with the symbol of Bane across his chest. And he has several men-at-arms behind him, but they're definitely standing behind him. He says, "Ah, you need birth, do you? Which of you speaks for this group?" He was going to say rabble, and then he saw Sorrow, and he's like, "Group."
Sorrow is standing slightly behind and to the right of Shay, just has her arms crossed and looking intimidating.
Ilmarin just looks affronted that she was thought of as a rabble. But she does have cloak over her head because,
He doesn't necessarily look
You're muted,
afraid of
Allie.
you, but
Shay will
he,
step forward.
yeah. All right. He sizes up Shay.
She'll hold his gaze. I speak for this group.
His one-eyed gaze. Didn't know I was cosplaying the random dock inspector cleric, did you?
Yeah,
He says,
commitment.
"Well then, I suppose you have the docking fee.
I do.
How
much?
long are you planning to stay?"
Only no more than a few days at most.
Business for the network, is it?
Yes.
Make a deception check, please. You have business with the network, but not for the network.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to know that. Let
Correct.
me
So
see.
that makes the DC kind of low, because your business does involve them.
Indeed. And let's see. Well, I rolled a 6, but I have that thing that says I can't roll below a 10, so it's a 25.
So you got a 10. Yeah, he totally buys it. Adventurers show up all the time, and since the chromium is floating, it seems like a ship, not a spelljammer, right?
Mm.
If you had flown to Zhentil Keep, probably would have arrived with much more fanfare and anxiety-producing presence. But as it is, you can pass yourselves as just adventurers who came on the ship. He looks at the ship. He nods to you like, and then he spits over the side of the dock into the water, not toward the ship, on the other side. And he looks up at the ship with his one eye. He says, "Cargo? You looking to offload?"
More looking to, let me brain out of character, back that up a sec. Actually, we're here on more personal business. We seek an audience with Manchu.
Oh. He looks around at you four very attractive women. Like, in different ways, but very attractive. And he goes, spits again. Not sure you'll have a lot of luck with that, but the Lord does know who he likes to do business with.
Indeed. Well,
Does that mean you're part of his faction?
I believe that's more business with the Lord. Don't worry about it.
It'll be 5 gold pieces every day you're docked here at the docks.
I'll give you 3.
Make a persuasion check, please.
Persuasion. 25.
I'd be taking 3.
Pleasure doing business with you. And she'll...
You watch yourself in these streets, and beneath. From beneath you, it devours. And he takes your gold.
Yeah, she'll hand the gold over.
And he hangs a little, like, black, a small little ribbon that has Bane's symbol on it on the on one of the posts, the dock next to the chromium.
Okay.
Which you're pretty sure means, like, this is okay, they're here. Like, they've been checked in and they paid.
Okay. Where might you find the Lord?
That's a good question. The masked Lord does make his dwelling deep within. And nobody find him. He doesn't want finding him. You want to attract his notice, I'm gonna suggest you do something worthy of notice.
In Shay's head, Ilmarin asks, are there any, like, courtesies or protocols that we should be wary of when interacting with this person?
I wish I knew.
Right, give me a primer on surfacer etiquette.
I would say treat him like a lord, a human lord, and treat him like he's dangerous, because he is.
I do not know if you are aware of how we treat human lords.
Treat him like
What does it mean for a man to be in power? How do I interact with a man who has power? I don't understand this. This
Treat
is
him-
outside my experience.
treat him like you treat a matron mother.
Oh.
So anyway, the cleric inspector, he laughs and he heads off.
All right. I guess to get his notice, we'll have to do something noticeable.
What does he mean? From beneath you, it devours. What the heck did that mean?
That was lost on me too. I'm not. It's a Baneite cleric. I have no idea. Kind of outside my wheelhouse.
Can I roll religion or something to see
Sure,
if I can?
make a religion check.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Since I
Nice.
how am I not? How
12.
how am I a cleric that's not trained in religion?
How are you a cleric that's not trained in religion? What are you doing?
You're like, you embrace a personal relationship with your deity. You don't know shit about those
all
holy
I'm
texts.
saying,
Okay?
yeah, all I'm saying is that my old Shay sheet she was, and then Eric made me a new one for 2024, and it is not.
Hey! I gave you the sheet and said, go ahead and make changes, whatever you need to do. Anyway,
It's fine. It's fine.
with your mighty 12, this is what you know about Bane. Bane is the god of tyranny and hatred.
Oh, yay.
He is, in game terms, a lawful evil deity, and his followers tend to obey a very strict hierarchy that is very cutthroat. It is a bit like the organization of, say, devils in the hells, except, they're human and they work to foster hatred and contempt and competition. They're fascists, essentially.
Yeah.
You're in a fascist state.
Yay.
Yay.
There we go.
So basically, the complete opposite of the tenets of Illustrate.
Mostly.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Ilmarin
a
is
bit-
deeply unhappy.
Yeah, a bit like Lulth, but with a lot more order and organization.
But the chaos makes it fun.
Baneites are probably really uncomfortable with chaos.
They don't like change.
That's right.
I think one thing that Shay will do is she will put on her little domino mask, and turn to the others. I have an idea, or at least the beginnings of an idea. Given who he used to be, I think if I make a claim and put it in people's heads that I am representative of or the leader of the Night Masks in Westgate, then that will catch his notice.
How are you gonna do that?
That's a good question. Clearly, not a lot of people have his ear here. But if we keep our ears to the ground and find someone that might, word might get back to him.
Lead on.
So you're gonna head into the city?
Yeah, let's head into the city.
Okay. Calling it a city is kind of a stretch, right? It's a ramshackle collection of buildings, lean-tos, poorly constructed, not inspected to code wooden buildings and edifices. You get the sense that it is built on the top of several previous cities. Like, this place has been razed to the ground and salted, and then somebody churned up that salt, and then they rebuilt the city more than once. And now it seems like people are just like, we're just not even going to bother as much as we used to, right? They have built temporary, quickly rebuilt shelters. There are gambling halls, fest halls, which is the Faerunian word for brothels, lots of taverns, all of which appear to be strictly regulated. Nobody is checking the building codes, but there are laws on the books for how much you can gamble, how much you can drink, how much you can spend for pleasurable company, all of that. And all of it seems to be like, you see a number of Baneite enforcers going around collecting taxes. In fact, a group of them comes up to you and says, "Oi, you paid the adventurer tax."
The adventurer tax.
Adventurer tax. Can't operate as adventurers in the city without paying the tax. You should be thanking us. We don't require you to sign a charter like those Cormyreans are. I laugh at the Cormyreans.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I got an 8.
Oh, these guys are like, adventurer
I
tax. That
will
must
do-
be a real thing. Totally,
I will do an
100%.
insight check, which I get a 21.
Oh yeah, these guys are totally full of shit. But you look like you have coin.
I don't think.
And they are, you also don't think that they're real authorities exactly. With your 21, you can't tell. You haven't been accustomed to the hierarchy in Zhentil Keep long enough to tell exactly. But these guys are probably low-level street enforcers.
Cobble Street Enforcers. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. I don't think you know who you're talking to right now, do you?
No, I don't. Some elven lass and her lovers, I suppose. They all laugh about that. Some of you were like doing some math.
Just look at
Sorrow.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Sorrow steps slightly closer to them and says,
Oh, big one.
bodyguard.
You wanna make an intimidation check, please?
Yas. That'll be a 20.
It is very, very apparent to you, based on the street tough's reaction, that Sorrow might have been built for this city because they scatter like nobody's business. And one of them says, "The Black Fist will hear about this. They'll hear about this," and they scatter.
Oh no, how are you?
So kind of them to inform us who's going to annoy us next.
It's my kind of town.
If we annoy enough people, maybe it'll get further up the chain.
Yeah.
So, are you looking for anything in particular? Supplies, perhaps? A source of holy water, perhaps?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to find any holy water in this town.
They're Bay Knights. They have a form of
They
holiness,
don't
probably.
count.
Yeah. Like again, we went over what lost holy water would look like.
There is indeed a temple to Bane. Anyone you ask can point you to this. Most of them are a little less than enthusiastic about this, but occasionally you'll meet a very zealous priest who will tell you about this temple. It is one of the few stone buildings in the city, and apparently it is connected to a deeper complex below.
Okay.
So you're pretty sure this building used to be like a fest hall, maybe, based on like what looked like apartments with balconies on the top, so that people can, lean out and advertise, right, and holler at passersby, right? But now it is, you just see like stern armored figures standing on those balconies. Maybe they're statues, maybe they're real people who lost a bet, who knows? But the temple itself has a big banner with the Black Hand of Bane on the front, billowing slightly in the wind.
Well, should we speak to the clergy?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yes, at the end of the day, unless, I do not think that the holy water of evil deity would be as effective for what we are intending to use it for. And I do not know from everything you have described if this Manchun is one who values the insight of leaders of the faith, or simply just uses that faith as another tool to establish his own power.
I definitely think it's the latter.
Agreed. So I feel like going to temple would just be diversion, and maybe trap.
Too late. Clerics from the temple will come out to confront you.
Oh, great.
One of them, it appears that word has got around about these mysterious adventurers who have arrived in town, only one of whom is a proper human. And even then, she might be a little bit less than human.
Or more.
Or more. And they come armed for bear. So there is a priestess, paladin, maybe, hard to say, but she's obviously wearing scaled and pronged steel plate armor and carrying a spiked mace and wearing a helmet. And then she has several like armed warrior types behind her. And she comes walking up to you boldly, assertively, not at all intimidated. And she says, "You there! You are the newcomers that I have heard about. I am Dreadmaster Caligula. Speak your purpose in this place."
They will just kind of look over at Callista and just give this like, do you see the gall? The gall. Just this look of like, can you believe this bitch?
Caligula she looks annoyed that you did not immediately answer. In fact, she says, "Who are you to be so disrespectful to a servant of the god of darkness and hatred and power? Speak now, or I shall take it as a sign of aggression."
Well, you can call me Lady Darksong. And I don't answer to you.
Okay, make an intimidation check, please.
All right.
She has a big tiefling behind her backing her up.
True. Make an
Yeah.
intimidation check with advantage, please.
Okay. I did badly. That was a 9.
Ooh.
You got a 9. That's your best with advantage?
With advantage, because the other one was a nat 1.
Oh shit.
But you have your minimum 10.
Can I?
No,
She
she's not
tisks
trained
at
in
you loud
Ew.
enough to like part her lip, and blood starts trickling down her face.
Can I try an intimidation check?
Sure.
So I feel like Ilmarin would channel the full Drow Noble thing with like her presence and everything.
Matron Mother legacy.
Mhm.
I got it.
Yeah. And just kind of like lower her head and go, "Our words and our presence are for the Lord of this city, his ears alone."
Make an intimidation check, please. Sorry, you had something else to say, but I was like,
That's okay.
there you go.
15.
15. Okay, you at least attracted her attention. Her head snaps to you hard enough to break a normal person's neck. And she says, "Ah, you must be a representative of that infernal Drow mercenary guild that the Lord has been trying to contact. I should not stay you, but I shall escort you to see him in his august dark presence immediately. Gods!" And the toughs that she's with kind of like enclose you. Not in a threatening way, but more in a like, we're going to escort you sort of way. See
Ilmarin,
them to the high imperceptor of the Black Hand, that their
Ilmarin-
business might
oh,
be
sorry.
conducted efficiently. And they go,
Uh,
"Yes, ma'am."
Ilmarin basically like doesn't even miss a beat and acts like all of this is perfectly normal and just obviously they should all have an honor guard, a military presence or whatever.
So a lesser priest kind of like hurries up to her and like whispers in her ear, and then she cuffs him in the side of the head and he goes falling to the ground. And she says, "My subordinate has reminded me that we were to await your appearance and to offer you welcome and hospitality."
I was wondering if the manners of this city were so insufficient that you would.
Our manners are what they must be. What do you require after your long journey? Food? Wine? Men?
Food.
Women?
Oh. Food, wine,
Something in between?
rooms. I will consider what selection you have to offer in bed warmers, but from what I've seen so far, I believe selection would be lacking.
She grins and you see that like she's missing some teeth and some have been replaced with gold or onyx gemstones. And she says, "You shall stay in the Cathedral of Bane, and you shall be well pleased of bed warmers." This is a very aggressive welcome that she's offering you. "God, escort them to their rooms. The High Interceptor can wait for 2 hours. Follow me." She turns on her heel and starts heading back toward the temple, which, again, used to be a fest hall. It is very clear that it used to be a fest hall.
Fair enough.
For you, Allie, you could feel like during that whole thing, like Ilmarin felt like she was gonna throw up.
Yeah, as we start moving, Shay will just kind of like put a hand on Ilmarin's shoulder and just kind of lean close and go, "Nicely done."
Till we are outside of their eyes.
Sorrow falls into step behind Ilmarin, as if it were just natural for her, like she's some kind of summoned demon devil bodyguard or whatever.
Callista?
Callista's following right behind. She looks a little amused by the whole exchange, but it probably
Callista, make a perception check if you would, please. You are very sharp.
Only a 19.
Okay, you're pretty sure you saw a hooded figure following you, watching you, which is not such an unusual thing to see necessarily. You would kind of expect spies and people to be watching you, particularly if this black network that Shay was talking about is a spy network. But this one you have seen multiple times, both at the dock, when the toughs were harassing you, and now in front of the church.
Okay. So what Callista will do is she'll move near enough to the others in front of her that it's hard for people to see. And she will make a gesture, no words said, as she casts Mislead. And what Mislead does is she has an illusory duplicate that she can control that continues to follow the group, and she's going to hang back while invisible.
Make a stealth check, please. It's very easy when you're invisible, but make a check anyway.
29.
Yeah, no one notices. Like, your compatriots don't notice. Unless Ilmarin was connected to you mentally, in which case she has a chance to notice that you are no longer with them. Because you basically got a +10 bonus, so you got like a 39 stealth result. You just gone.
Just secret agent Metal Gear over there.
That's right. Okay. The other three of you, Dreadmaster Kaliga, leads you into the temple, where you see there was obviously a common room, like a fest hall common room with high rafters, and there is a statue of a big, burly, very slightly infernal looking, like he has horns and like long teeth, man with his big bare chest, like pinnacle of toxic masculinity. Just standing there, surrounded by black candles. There are people praying and occasionally whipping themselves and making obeisances to this statue based on the fact that one of his hands is an emerald construction, is probably Bane himself, okay, the god Bane. And the place is full of priests, and they all, give you the wary, like, I could beat you up, I won't, but I could sort of look, right? And Dreadmaster Kaliga leads you through and up the stairs. She says, "The cells above will house you during your stay. Do not leave without permission from the dread lords that keep sway in this place.
My lady goes where she pleases.
Is that so? Make an intimidation check, please.
Can I also just do a drow withering stares? Oh, that way she gets advantage.
Oh yeah, Shay's
have
added
advantage.
to
Oh, she
that.
already has advantage, but
Okay,
yeah.
good.
27.
Oh, okay. She goes, As long as you inform a dreadlord where you go, you may move about as you please.
Right.
And her subordinate is like, my lady, isn't that? And she just backhands her subordinate out of the way. She's like, that is not a contradiction of what I said.
I think Shay will also stop a moment and just smile and bare her fangs and say, I'll require alternative refreshment.
Make an insight check, if you would. Everybody present can make an insight check.
I am trained in insight.
Perfect.
22.
24.
8.
Kalika seems a little unnerved by that, but she nods and says, yes. Suitable refreshment will be sent to your cell. Do you wish it to come in a bipedal form?
A chalice will do.
A chalice. One of our best, then. And her subordinate, who now has 2 big bruises on his face, is like, oh, but the best chalices are silence! Bam!
This poor guy.
Kaliga says, enjoy your stay beneath the Dreadlord's gaze. And she sidles off. Okay.
Are we in the room now?
Room assignments. So, they have a number of cells, which are former Fest Hall rooms, right? Pretty clearly.
Yeah.
Each of them has one bed, a very austere sort of furnished cell that a priest might stay in. Also, the guards have been rousing people out of those rooms to let you stay there.
Delightful.
They set aside 4 of those rooms. I think Callista's illusory double goes to one of them and just waits until the guard opens it for her, and then she goes inside. Does that sound right, Cora?
Oh yeah, like it gives the withering, expecting look.
Yep.
And then when they open the door, just moves in.
Okay. They roused out 3 other rooms. Do you want to each take a separate room? Do a couple of you want to go in the same room? What?
The loyal bodyguard will stay with her lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. I think Shay will take her own space.
Okay.
Just to kind of center herself and yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh, go
I'm gonna transition to Callista in a second.
Okay.
But-
So I was just gonna say that the duplicate is going to actually approach Shay and be like, I do need to speak with you.
Of course. And then she'll go in with the duplicate.
I was gonna say, basically, once the doors close, and Ilmarin kind of listens at the door for the sound of retreating footsteps and everything.
Clang, clang, clang. Everybody in the city is wearing metal. Yeah.
She'll just kind of only when she has heard that they have got away and everything, that's when she drops back down into herself and kind of just runs over to Sorrow and just flops in hers.
Zara will hold her and say, "This place makes me want to puke."
Same. I can feel just how much horror and agony this place has endured, and just how many souls have been twisted into believing that this is the only path that there can be. And it just breaks my heart so much.
Can you keep up this act without tempting the other person to come out?
I've had to do much worse for far longer, so
Okie dokie. Maybe we should have a signal of some sort when you're feeling like you're about to lose control but can't show it with those people.
I mean, it is less that and more just don't like having to rely on the instincts, and they are uncomfortable. I don't like how easy it.
It's pretty easy for me to fall into the bruiser muscle will snap your neck in a heartbeat roll, so hopefully we won't have to do it for long.
Yes, sooner we can find this man and whatever bloody history is leading us into, happier I will be when we see this place on the horizon.
I mean, she will snap your neck in a second, but she contains multitudes, okay? Like, that's not all. That's not only who
Yeah.
she is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. All right, Cora, what are you having Callista's double tell Shay? Is that a thing that the power can do?
Yeah.
Okay.
The power lets me use my action to make it do things.
Perfect.
So the double's going to go over and sit on the bed and pause and listen because Callista can hear through its ears. And once she hears that the steps are gone far enough away, she looks to Shay. I should let you know that I'm not actually here.
What are you talking about?
You can pass your hand right through me.
She'll even do so. What in the hells?
We had a tale.
Can't say I'm surprised.
So, for the moment, I'm hanging back while also appearing to be talking to you in your room, and hopefully our tale will make a wonderful appearance.
Hopefully. At the very least, it's fortuitous that they presumed Ilmarin was from this mercenary group, because clearly she wasn't too impressed with my attempts to impress upon her of my importance.
Didn't seem so. You're still connected to Ilmarin, right?
Yes.
You should probably mention the tale to her as well,
Good idea.
just so the entire group is up to speed.
Good idea. And she'll even do
Yeah.
that. Ilmarin, it seems that we had a tail coming in. Someone was following us. Callista hung back to, tail the tailor. The one
Double
that's
tail.
Tail the tail. The one that's in the room with me is a figment, a magical projection. It's not actually her.
Susara would feel like Ilmarin sort of freeze in her arms, in that just and then get kind of pale. That seems very dangerous as she is separate from Guru, but I suppose such a thing is necessary given the eyes are upon us. Keep me informed with what she is able to uncover.
Absolutely. It seems she can communicate through this duplicate, so she'll tell me what she finds.
And Ilmarin will tell Sarah what's up, and also just like, I'm nervous about
Yeah, I don't think it's such a good idea for one of us to be out there alone, but
Anyway.
Well, if anyone's going to be safe on their own, it's probably Callista. Speaking of which, we're going to get to Callista, but I think we will take our break first. And when we come back, it will be Callista in the mean streets and alleys of Zhentil Keep. Don't go away. See you in a few minutes. And we're back. I have decided to abandon the pirate look and try and work with both eyes. Now, for context, if you were here for last week, I recently had eye surgery in my left eye. And the eye patch that I've been wearing over my glasses is mostly for me so that I can see better because my left eye can't see shit, essentially. But I'm gonna try this out with just the two eyes and see how it goes. Okay, so Callista, you sent your mislead image, Figment, of your Feywild power, strolling into the Temple of Bane. One perk of doing that is that you don't have to set foot in that temple, which feels very bad to you. First of all, there are a lot of people wearing a lot of iron, and that is making you a little bit uncomfortable. And two, it is a lawful evil deity, and that is very much opposed to how your whole thing. You're on the street in the shadows as the light is waning. The sun has been setting, and as you approached Zhentil Keep, you were seeing the sun dipping toward the horizon past the city, right? You were coming from the east. And now it is twilight, right? It's fairly dark in the streets. A time of day that heavily favors the stealthy and the fey. Sure enough, you were being tailed. There is a cloaked figure who is following you along. And as soon as the main party went into the temple, the cloaked figure kind of lingers, watching for a moment, and then heads back into the alley. What would you like to do? Follow them?
Well, so I want to double check. So it is now to the point of night where dark vision would become relevant, isn't it?
Yeah. What in a previous edition we would call low light vision applies at this point, right?
Okay. So nothing Callista would notice yet from what we've talked about before.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, she is going to head over to check into the alley where this person is.
I will say that your eyes feel more comfortable in the shadow and the twilight than in the day. Like, Callista, over the course of your career, you have been working through both light and dark in equal measure. But like the shadows feel more comfortable for you now than they did before. And
Interesting.
you were expecting the dark to make things a little harder to see, like color would bleed out as your eyes shifted to pick up more in the dark, but there's less of that. Like, you've never had dark vision before, but now you were still seeing stuff despite the darkness. People have cast dark vision on you. Shay has done this, in fact, blessed you with the dark vision from the Twilight Cleric. But you don't recall her doing that today, and you're still seeing stuff extremely well. In fact, as the darkness settles, things become brighter, lurid, like rainbow colors are starting to paint every texture of the buildings that you're looking at.
That is very odd, and that's going to make her like pause for a moment because she has to adjust to her vision doing very weird things.
It makes the person who was tailing you in particular like pink and red, and kind of silvery light surrounds this person, outlining their form and their movements, as though you would cast fairy fire on them, even though you have not.
Yeah, this is gonna throw her for a bit, but she's gonna try and take her time to focus and actually get close to this figure to look at their face.
Okay. So yeah, they head down the alley. You have no problem following them down the alley without attracting notice. You were invisible, and you had a 29 on your stealth regardless of being invisible. Okay, so even if they could see you, which is possible, like they might have a see invisibility effect going, they still do not detect you. And over your career, you have learned not to take invisibility for granted. Even when invisible, you still stalk from shadow to shadow, taking cover behind whatever you can to avoid notice. It is similar to the advice of gun owners that you treat every gun as though it is loaded. And in your case, you treat yourself as though you were visible at all times, right? Which makes you better at stealth than many of your competitors. Okay, and eventually this person makes their way down a few alleys, and then they stop behind a what sounds like a tavern. You can hear a very nationalistic, boisterous songs from inside the tavern. Like, remember, you're in a fascist ethno-state, basically. And that is the approved entertainment, is singing glory to Bane and to the Zents, the Zentarim. And the person seems annoyed. Like, they kind of like, they hear the music at the same time you do and go, and shake their head. They light up a pipe and start smoking this pipe.
And I think that's the opportunity Callista will take to try and get at an angle where she's not like in direct line of sight, but she can get a better look at their face to try and figure out like
Okay.
notable details.
All right, you're still sneaking around, taking cover. You're only moving when they're not looking at you. All right, the face illuminated by the pipe under the hood is a lovely, well-proportioned, well-formed man's face with like a little mustache and like a thin little beard. Like, it's fairly sparse. You would imagine that this is like a young human, or actually, since you see that the ears are slightly pointed, this is a half-elf, which might explain why the facial hair is so sparse. Smoking this pipe. In your experience with half-elves, it's hard to judge the age because elven heritage changes the aging process so significantly. Like, a half-elf could be 30 and still look like a teenager, or it could be 100 and still look like a middle-aged person, right? This person looks to be in their mid-30s, probably, which means they could be upwards of 100 years old.
All right. And as Callista's noting these details, the duplicate with Shay, which is probably like propped up on a bed in some position that would make sense if she was just sitting completely still if anyone opened the door, just starts like describing this person.
Just T-posing in the corner. All right.
Yeah, the duplicate has not fully rendered, so she's like, And I assume Shay is being totally normal about this, right? Shay is not like, like drawing little squiggles on the illusion and stuff. No. Okay.
I mean, that would be really hard since her hand passed right through it.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, she's not messing with it.
All right, so you're noting what the information that Callista is feeding you. And then Ilmarin is hearing it as well, because Ilmarin is still connected to Shay mentally. And then Ilmarin, are you repeating it to Sorrow?
Of course.
So everybody hears this.
Yeah, we're getting a telephone.
Very good.
Including
So,
like where Callista's at, so people know.
The scene is mostly focused on Callista, but like the chain of telephone
There's
information
a literal peanut
is heading
gallery.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sarah's getting the last of it. She's like, "There's a bugbear where?" Anyway. Okay. The tavern is called the Black Tankard, in fact. It has a very simple sign. It's just a tankard with foaming beer that's just jet black. And then there's a hand, which is also black, holding the tankard. Maybe that's supposed to be Bane's hand. Who could say?
Bane likes to tie one on every so often, you know. It's just...
Yeah, absolutely. You can't properly enforce your fascist worldview without getting drunk every so often, you know. With the lads. Okay, so you were observing this person, and then he says, he pulls out a little notebook out of his shirt and just starts jotting a few notes down. He says, strangers come to town. Possible agents of foreign power claimed to want to meet Manchun. Keeps jotting it down. You get the sense that this person has been keeping tabs on you. And then you can like see over his shoulder and see what he's writing down too. He writes down the word vampire, ? Circles it. And then writes, and then crosses it out and writes the word Deathbringer.
Okay.
Suggesting that maybe he is fairly well versed and knows what we're talking about.
Is there any insignia that he's wearing that might indicate an allegiance?
Make a perception check to just check out like this person without disturbing them in any way.
20.
Okay. He has no insignia. Like I said, he's a half elf. He has black hair. It's very coal black. No marks of age or anything. He has the slightly sharpened features that you might expect from half elves. Most of the people that you've seen in the city are humans. There are dwarves and there are a few half elves, but mostly they are servants and laborers. It seems that the humans are in charge, and most of the people who are free to go about their business are humans. So a half elf is a little bit out of the ordinary, I suppose. There's no obvious insignia, but glancing at the notebook, it appears to be of foreign make. You haven't seen anything in the city like this. It's small and efficient and kind of wizardly. Like you might expect to see something like that in a wizard's laboratory.
Interesting. Okay. And based off of the
he
notes...
then writes the word Shadow Fox ?
And based off of the notes, there's nothing like that seems to indicate any intent. It's mostly he just seems curious and is investigating, right?
Yes. Well, make an either an investigation check or an insight check. They would tell you different things, but it's kind of related.
That was a poor roll, so I'm going to use the inspiration that has been so kindly gifted by the audience.
Thank you so much, chat. We have the best chat.
Yes,
it's true.
Best chat.
And
chat.
we are pre-recording this, but we do keep track of inspiration that you offer in the during the games, and then we'll use them in like the next recording. So
You guys
thank you so much.
definitely saved lives. Thank you.
Oh, definitely. Save lives, specifically theirs.
And you have made me far better at insight because that was a 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, half-elf wizard does not seem to have any malicious intent. Like, you've met a lot of evil people, and Zhentil Keep, you've met a lot of evil people on the street. This person doesn't seem that way. Like, the way they're making their notes, they seem very orderly minded and just very lawful neutral, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And like I said, half-elf and probably a wizard of some kind. As you have been making these observations, eventually you see the person's nose kind of like, and then they close the book, snap the book closed, and start wiggling their fingers, casting a spell. What do you do?
There will be no need for that.
Oh,
And
okay.
Callista
You're just
will
going to
emerge from
engage. Okay.
invisibility to take a seat next to them.
All right.
You had questions. You could just ask.
It's cool. Like, in order to break the invisibility, you're supposed to like make an attack or cast a spell. But I assume what Callista does is just like, and then there you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The person, if they're surprised, they hide it very well. And they say, so I was followed.
You were. I noticed we were too.
Yes. Fair play to both of us, I suppose. And you are, then?
Callista. And she'll offer a hand.
I am Kashemiel. A interested party, if you will.
And what in particular has your interest?
Excuse me a moment. He opens the book again. He flips through the pages. He says, strong, silent, mysterious, empathetic, obviously uncomfortable with the darkness around her. Yes, he closes the book again. I think I can maybe trust you. You are not one of them. You are not a Baneite. You are not a follower of Bane or Cyric or any of the dark gods, yes?
No, I follow none of them.
Good. As I said, I am Kashamael, and I seek to liberate this city from the dark grasp of the Dread Lord.
The Dreadlord Manshun.
The Dread Lord Bane. Manshun, the masked devil, cares little for the dictates of Bane. He is not an issue, but he will object. He is a power in the city, and I suppose an opposition. Are you here to kill him? Kashamiel has an interesting accent. You've traveled very far and wide, and you suspect that this accent might be like a Dalelands accent, but like with a little elevated sort of elven candor characteristic to it.
Dalelands would definitely be something that Callista would recognize.
Yeah. So it sounds a little bit nostalgic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
You're
the question,
asking if we're here to kill
yeah.
Manshun.
Yeah. Yes. You said you had business with him, yes?
We do have business. Whether or not that ends in his death or not has yet to be determined.
Aye. So you are not his allies then? This is good.
No, we are not.
This is good. Very well. I think we can do business.
I'm glad to hear it.
I know a great deal about the politics of this place, of this land. And I could be of service to you if our interests align.
I think they do. What can you tell me about the Shadow Fox?
He glances down at his notebook and then he slides it into his pocket. I see you were looking at my notes, eh? Well. And his accent kind of like shifts dramatically toward being more of a Dale Land sort of accent. Well, I do know that the Shadow Fox is in Zhentil Keep, even as we speak. I was wondering if you lot were with her.
It's best if I say it's complicated. I've never met her, if that's any consolation.
Your Deathbringer friend. She's a servant of the Shadow Fox, is she? Or a rival?
Try spouse.
Oh! Huh, now that's interesting. Are you relaying all this to Shay? Or has the image just stopped talking for a second?
The image would have mentioned, I'm going to talk to them.
The
and
image
then
is
probably
like,
stopped communicating.
we're just gonna vibe for a bit, just relax.
And now it's just
And
staring.
Shay's like,
Right. Now it's just staring off into space. Like...
okay. Spouse, is it? Didn't think the Shadow Fox was the type. Well then, so.
You wouldn't be the first to say as such.
Here's what I need. Gesture of good faith, if you will. Disrupt one of the leaders of the city. Foil their plans in some way. Slow them down. I have an operation that I'm conducting in the morn. And if you make it a little more difficult for the authorities to sweep in and stop me, then I'll know you're on my side. Deal?
I think that is a sound arrangement, given that you seem to be an excellent source of information. And information is what we need.
All right. Pleasure doing business with you, Cal. He extends an arm. You thought for a second that they sounded very feminine. Extended a hand to you.
And Callista will take the offered hand and shake.
Okay.
Can I do an insight?
Yes,
on
you
that?
can. Or an investigation check. Either way.
28.
Insight, that was an insight check?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely hiding something from you. And at this point, we're going to change the pronoun usage to their, because it's a little ambiguous at this point. Whoever this is must be a master of disguise. Or using magic to disguise themselves.
Well, Callista can't judge on that account.
Kindred spirits. Okay. Kashamiel takes his leave, their leave, and says, on the morrow, if you're still alive, we'll meet back here at the Black Tankard. I'll buy you around. And we'll discuss future business.
Sounds like an invitation I'd be reluctant to decline.
Lady of Mysteries watch over you. And then he heads off. Lady of Mysteries, you can tell with your basic religious knowledge. That's a reference to Mistra, goddess of magic. Not Shar. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
And then the duplicate will let Shay know that we'll say I'm coming back.
It went well. Okay.
All right. See you soon.
All right. So, Callista rejoins the party. Is the duplicate still there, or does the duplicate disappear before you get back?
The duplicate would have remained there until
So
Callista
duplicate
arrived
lasts
at the
for a
front
full
door.
hour, so
Yeah. It would have remained there until she arrived at the front door, and then it would have just disappeared as she entered.
yeah. The guards look at
temple.
you like, huh? And you just kind of breeze through. That a couple of Bay Knights follow you. Like, there's something weird going on here. But you head to Sparrow's rooms like you know exactly where to go. Like you're not lost. You've clearly been here before. And
Shay's
when the
room?
door, yeah, sorry, I keep making that mistake. I'm sorry. Shay's room. And you've been here before. You open the door. There's no duplicate in there. And then they stop and they're like, oh. Do you say anything or do you just close the door?
She'll just turn, give them some side eye and a cocked brow, and then close the door.
Okay. All right. The guards wander off, confused. Okay. Yep.
So
Callista has returned.
So how'd it go?
It went well.
What can you tell me about this person? Like, who
Well,
is
I
it?
can tell you that they are not who they presented themselves to be.
I see.
I caught a slip up in the tone of their voice and changed for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, you surprised them, and then their voice changed for a second.
Noted. Well, do you think this is it? What did you talk about? What did they say?
They expressed intent to undermine the authorities of the city.
Okay.
Permanently. But in particular, I got a peek at their notes. They were making notes on us, by the way, including mentions of Shadow Fox, Deathbringer, things that take someone very informed to know.
That would take some. Deathbringers aren't common knowledge. That's interesting. And they mentioned the Shadow Fox?
They had a note on the Shadow Fox. I mentioned her. They confirmed she's in the city.
Was here?
According to them.
Not important. We have to focus on what we're doing. Hopefully we'll have this audience soon.
They offered a deal.
A deal?
They have some operation that will be occurring after dawn. They have asked that we provide some sense of a diversion by undermining one of the leadership. Something to show that we're on the same side. Once we've done so, they'll be more willing to part with information.
Right.
Normally, I'm not one to trust strangers, but from what I could tell, they were being honest, even if they weren't being truthful about who they were.
Fair enough. Under normal circumstances, I might say that this is our fight. But if you think that helping them can get us some relevant information, then we'll have to keep an eye out for something.
I think it will.
Okay, you
So-
hear a pounding at the door. We'll cut over to Sorrow and Omarin real fast. So, while this is going on, Sorrow and Omarin,
Zaro, as Ilmarin's relaying all this, Zaro will say, maybe we should just go into their room so we can all, talk. Because you talking to her and her talking to her and talking to me, it's confusing the heck out of me.
I know. Just second. That one last cuddle.
Squish.
All right, then you hear the pounding on your door as well. All right. Sure enough, it is several clerics and toughs sworn to Bane, the Lord of Darkness. And they say, the High Imperceptor will see you now. Come with us.
Thank you. And then we follow, presumably.
Right. All right,
After
so
you.
yes, dusk has fallen, and night follows close behind. And they lead you across the city. Ilmarin, as you're walking across the city, there's this fog that settles down around Zhentil Keep. And you can't see more than 20 or 30 feet ahead of you in any direction. No one else seems to notice this fog, only you. And you see things moving in the fog. Strange, squamous things roiling in the fog.
So Marin will say to Shay telepathically, are you seeing weird, mysterious fog with strange shapes inside?
No, it's clear night. No fog.
No, it's clear out. What are you're seeing a fog?
Hopefully it's a game. Go keep eye on me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start hearing the strange humming sound off in the fog.
She's just gonna ignore it and keep walking forward.
Staying in character as the loyal bodyguard, Zaro will ask, "Milady, does something trouble you?"
I grew game children playing at power.
Would Zaro get that?
I hope so, because
It's kind of a strange thing for her to say. Sarah, make an insight check.
Ilmarin has mentioned that, Naramli first came to her as a child.
Right, but Zaro's not so bright. So insight check.
Let's go.
Well,
yeah, maybe she's talking about the strange drow child that she's seen a couple of times. She mentioned that to you. You're not entirely sure what the context is. You don't expect there to be any drow children here in Zhentil Keep, and you haven't seen any. Ilmarin, after you said that, these zombified lips appear next to your ear and go, "Oh, you object to me being a child, do you?"
Just kind of does this.
When you look over, there's no one there.
Of course.
And then the voice goes away and the fog starts to disperse. Till it seems to be a clear night again.
Ilmarin relaxes. As much as one can relax when pretending to be an intimidating noble-born drow.
You okay over there?
I think she's done for now, but was to say we will not consider finding amusement.
Let us know if anything changes. You're not alone.
Oh.
All right, they lead you to the one remaining tall tower, which is probably about 5 or 6 stories high, you think? So maybe about 50, 60 feet. It is guarded by a number of Baneite guards. They have the fist of Bane on their chest. They're carrying maces and shields. They look at you like you're obviously a threat. And Caliga says, "They have come at the High Imperceptor's invitation." And everyone's like, invitation? Invitation? Welcome? No, that doesn't work. And, but Caliga talks your way through. And she says, "Very well. I have been instructed to escort you here and have you take the stairs alone. Do not keep the High Imperceptor waiting."
Understood. Go ahead.
Ilmarin just gives the woman just again like the most withering stare. That's just like, you're lucky that you are a woman.
She's like, I know it. All right. So, yeah, there's a spiral staircase inside a, surprisingly nice and well-kept space. Like you expected, like cobwebs and like mildew, but it's nice and clean and even kind of sparkling, like somebody cleaned it today. And there are candles, not torches, lighting your way up the stairs.
Okay.
Is Callista's vision still doing the weird color thing?
Yeah, but now that you're in a better lit place, you're relaxing back to the kind of like regular spectrum. And actually, It looks kind of dull to you. Like those colors that you were perceiving in darkness seemed brighter and more vibrant to you. Like your eyes are better in darkness than they are in light.
Okay.
So you're heading upstairs?
Yeah. Shay.
Okay.
Wow.
Shay just looking around like, I like the ambiance.
You see a number of pieces of art. Like, they're just strewn all over the walls, hung all along the staircase. Portraits, little statues, little busts that show up in like little alcoves that you think like a hand of Bane, ritual piece, idol might have stood. Instead, there's a little bust of like some stern-looking sort of noble of Bane's faith. And there are pictures, like portraits, tapestries. The whole place seems very artful, very fully decorated. Too much decoration. More decoration than stone. Okay.
Okay.
And when you reach the top of the tower, you come into an audience chamber. And this audience chamber is, again, full of decoration. Like tapestries depicting battles where Baneites are winning battles against whoever, the petty Dale Landers that they're attacking, or shades, or lizard folk, or whoever. They're just conquering, they're kicking ass all over the place. There's a tapestry that is like 20 feet from one end to the other that just depicts this army of Baneites marching against these hapless villagers who are fleeing. Right, that wraps around basically half the room. And in this opulent, well-decorated room with pillows all over the place, it's very comfortable. Pillows, rugs, everything. There's a throne. And upon this throne is seated a red-bearded, red-mustached, curly red-haired man with a yellow gemstone seemingly set into his forehead. And he's sitting there sternly, like he's making an effort to seem tough in this chair, right? And he looks upon you, and there are guards, and he says, "Leave us." The guards start heading down the stairs. And he says, "Adventurers, I am High Imperceptor Fearful Symmetry, Lord of Zhentil Keep and leader of the Zhentarim. You have come to my city. What have you to say for yourself?" Ilmarin, you get like this weird little like tickle in your brain. Sorrow, you feel like something weird, something strange. Something about this person connects with you on some level. It's strange. You've never seen this person before in your life. You want to make a history check, Sorrow?
A which check?
History. That's intelligence history.
Yeah, I don't have that
All
trained.
right, you've never heard of this person in your life.
Nope.
But
Can I
like,
do history?
there's some connection. Yeah, go ahead.
16.
16. Fearful Symmetry is the leader of the Zhentarim, the master of Zhentil Keep, who has been slain multiple times and raised from the dead through his fearsome faith in Bane, god of tyranny. He is the black hand of Bane upon the realms.
Through the bond, Shay can feel Omar and feel sick again.
Question.
Yes.
Is Sorrow's mark reacting at all?
It does feel a little warm. So, Azul says, claps his hands on his knees, and he rises. He's a big, intimidating, muscular man. He looks like he can handle himself in a fight. Not as strong as Sorrow, but like, comparable. And then he says, "So, why have you come to Zhentil Keep? What is it that you seek?"
You seek an audience with Manchun.
Kind of leans to the side like he's looking past you. Manchun, is it? That blasted masked lord. He's the one you're looking for, not me? You didn't come here from me?
We came here for Manchun.
He looks over at this scepter, which is basically the size of the mace. It has like bladed flanges and like a stone at the top of it, which is like hovering close to the throne. He looks at it and then he looks back at you. Says, "I could kill you for such insolence. Perhaps I should." Okay, Sorrow, yeah?
Sorrow's gonna take a few steps forward.
"Hey, you. What is your name?"
Sorrow.
"How dare you, Sorrow? How dare you not show me the proper respect and obeisance?"
Can I do an insight check here?
Go ahead.
This is feeling weird now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll also do that.
I got a 15.
Azul looks around Sorrow again, just at the stairs.
I got a 28.
Whoa.
Nat 20.
This guy's acting super sus. That's what I'm saying. Like very, very strange for like the lord of the Black Bastion of Zhentil Keep.
Okay. So at that point, Shay will go,
I'm very tempted to take a shot of the dark here.
"Who are you really?"
Yeah, because you seem familiar, yet I
How
don't know you.
Dare you, Shay Darksong,
What?
to question
What?
who I might be?
Wait. We never gave our names.
Except me.
Except for her. Fuzzle points to Sarah.
No. Thane, is that you?
Okay.
Callista.
Oh,
What do
go
you got?
ahead.
Callista was gonna just cast a spell magic on the person.
I mean, you can still do that.
All right, make the. I think. Okay, how does the spell magic work in 2024? Do we have to make a saving throw? Is
Let's
that how
see.
it works?
Choose a creature. Any ongoing spell of level 3 or lower on the target just ends.
Okay, that doesn't apply.
For each
Okay,
ongoing. Yeah.
4 or higher, I need to make an ability check using
Okay.
my spellcasting modifier.
Yeah.
10. The DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
All right, make a check.
Okay. I have to find the right place to do the check because it's weird.
Ooh. If you use it at a higher level spell slot, you can automatically end the spell on the target if the spell's level is equal to or less than the level of spell slot you
Correct.
use.
Although I think
Yeah.
that Callista only has up to 5th level spells at this point.
And I've already used my 5th level, so.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. Rangers are only a partial spellcasting class.
I didn't like how big that roll was, so I'm going to use my heroic inspiration from being a human.
Excellent. Yeah. By the way, heroic inspiration and viewer gifted inspiration do stack, so you do keep all of those. I just wanted to let the chat know in case they want to give people more inspiration. Okay.
That was a 26.
All right. Magic starts unraveling around Fazul Shembril, and his body shrinks, shrivels, antlers start extending out from his
here we
head.
go.
And he goes, what a relief. And soon enough, a pale, vaguely demonic elven form stands before you.
And that's
Feminine, but
at a
also
character
somewhat androgynous.
at a character. Is that Fane?
That's Fane.
Yep, that's
Sorrow steps right into her face and says, "You."
Sorrow.
Me!
Sorrow.
Fane, the trickster of Westgate.
Tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now.
But, hey, friend, fellow servant, knight of,
Not a servant anymore.
Right, of course, retired companion. I salute you and welcome. I have been here for quite some time, and I'm glad to see you. I can't tell you how glad I am to see you. Would you like wine? I have lots of wine. She points to the wine. Oh, shit.
Hi, Faye.
Fane kind of backs away a little bit.
Well,
She goes,
what is this person?
He's the daughter of Lilton.
let me take this one. Darling Drow lady, I am their friend and acquaintance.
Friend is a strong
That
word.
remains to be seen.
Occasional nemesis, it's true. But I have not crossed you recently. Let's be clear,
That's
Shay.
Fair. You tried to kill me twice.
Look, that was a long time ago as humans measure time.
Neither of us are human.
That's true. It was last weekend. You're right. But I am not here for you. I have called you here because I need your help. Okay?
No.
I knew you would say that. But I came prepared.
What is
I
it?
have an offer for you. This is not a free favor.
What is it this time, Fane?
Would you please have some wine that would make this so much easier?
No.
I'll
So
take
you
the
can
offer.
place it.
Yeah, I'll have some wine.
Callista's gonna go have some
Yeah,
wine.
Shay's already going for the wine too. She's
Yeah.
just like, I need.
Sorrow
I need something.
standing
Well,
there like
Callista
the
will-
sword of Damocles next to Fane, just like, yeah. Okay.
Ilmarin's next to Sorrow, just kind of like being that supportive presence.
You have no idea how much these poor, stupid people want to please me. They bring me wine and delicacies from all over, and there's too much for me to eat, so please take some of it.
Oh, you must be eating this up.
No, not really. I'm trapped here in this tower. No one wants to let me leave. They just want me to do high imperceptor things.
So you're imprisoned.
So you're a
Good.
bureaucrat.
Yes. I can't
If I
get done what I
may-
need to get done.
If I
Cora, what?
may, what is this favor you're looking for?
Perfect. One of you is on task. Oh,
Hey,
I
I asked.
appreciate it.
I
All right.
asked. Okay.
All right. So, okay, I'm going to tell you, but only if Sorrow there, she looks up at you like, promises not to cut my head off as soon as I say it.
Sorrow. Try to ease back a bit.
Sorrow takes a single step back.
Ilmarin just kind of like,
Okay. Let's start with what I have to offer you. I have been following Lady Elura.
Okay.
I know where she is. I know what she wants to do. I may have a plan for stopping her.
stopping her. What is she looking?
That's the information I offer. The thing that I want in return. She looks at Sorrow like, oh, she not gonna like this. Fane says, I want you to rescue my father.
Oh, hell no.
I
Rescue
knew
him from where?
his imprisonment.
Where?
Leave him there.
He deserves it.
Agree to agree. He is in a black gemstone that is specially ensorcelled by demonic, fiendish sorcery. And he's trapped inside, and I cannot rescue him. She produces from her garb a black stone. I have the stone. I am not powerful enough to rescue my father from it. I want you to do that.
Sorrow looks no longer angry, but more like intensely bothered. Huh?
Murdering?
Murdery, bothered, just a whole bunch of conflicting negative emotions.
No. Sorrow. This is specifically for you. Now, if you were to free my father from the stone,
I'll kill him.
okay, that is a very valid thing. But I think what's more important for you is that you can free yourself of him. I cannot break your pact with him. Only he can do that. Free him from the stone, and he will be compelled to grant you one wish. Wish to be free of your pact. It's a win-win-win. That's what I'm offering.
No, because
Can you
everybody
cite
loses.
that?
Agree to disagree.
If he's free, that means he's free to do what he does. And that's not good. That's not okay.
But, if you are free from the pact, that is no longer your problem.
But if we destroy Gemstone, does that not also free?
That, if you destroy the gemstone, that would free him from the gemstone. That's what I want you to do!
If we toss Gemstone into ocean and just leave it there where no one will find.
Yeah.
Well, then Sorrow remains bound by the pact forever and
But
never
unable
escapes.
to. But
And you
unable-
don't get the information that I have about Shadow Fox.
I mean, we could just grab you, and I could rip it from your head.
I suppose that's true. Shay's not gonna let you torture me, is she? Shay?
It doesn't
For all time's
require
sake.
torture.
I
Shay's-
think mind reaming is a form of torture. Don't you agree, Shay?
While I agree that it is a form of torture, given our past, I'm not entirely against the idea. That being said, you're certain the only way to free Sorrow from her pact is to free your father.
Unless you have a more powerful demon fae on hand, but all of them were killed when Mithranor rose again, and then was destroyed when someone threw a flying mountain at it.
I have a proposal.
Yes, the sensible one. Yes.
He is compelled to grant any wish requested.
Yes.
So if his power was wished away, would that not prevent him from doing any further harm and free Sorrow from her pact?
She smiles very toothily. Maybe. That's a chance you want to try.
Who gets
At the
the
very
wish? Who gets the wish? The one who frees him?
Well, if you all free him, I suppose it's up to you. It wouldn't be me unless I freed him, but I don't have the power to do that, like I said.
Let me do it.
Wait. Why should we? You have given us nothing but just, swear this time you won't betray these others who know you. And, we obviously know why you wish to free your father, but
Do
we
you?
don't even know that the information you have is good.
I never explained why I want to free my father.
That is a good question, given how terribly he's treated you.
Yeah,
That's
why do you want to free him?
All right. One of you make a persuasion check. And since you're working together, I'll give you advantage on this persuasion
Oh,
check.
my persuasion is pretty high. I can't
Okay.
get below a 25.
Okay.
I mean, if I channel
you
my
still gotta roll.
divinity, if I channel my divinity, I get plus 16.
Woo. What do you want to do? Who's gonna make the check?
Up to you.
Like I don't mind making it because like I said, I
Okay.
can't get. I have a plus 15. I can't get below a 25. So, and you said we have advantage.
Correct.
Okay.
We've got a lot of persuasive people.
32.
Hell yeah.
I want the truth, she says.
About what?
About my mother. She's not who I believed my entire life. And I just want to know who she really is. And only he knows that.
Your mother that. The one that you kept saying Illyra killed.
For all I know, she is dead. But it wasn't Kithra Nathalan. It has to be someone else. I found Kithra Nathalan. I bought her soul. And I interrogated her for that truth, and she is not my mother.
I have a way to talk to him,
Yes,
or at
sir.
least somebody who serves him.
Nathalan.
Ildar Nathalan's older sister.
I'm going to use commune effect from the Mark of the Destroyer.
Thane's eyes widen. Wait. Okay. Okay. Now, just put me in there with Kay, if you would.
All right, just a moment. Gotta make sure that I have. Oh, let's see. I don't have. Oh, I don't have those ready. Ah. Here, just go and I'll
fine.
get that set up.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Sorrow, you find yourself in a misty realm. Just floating there, weightless. Your whole body is just peaceful, stretched, like you just had an excellent massage. Floating slightly ahead of you, inverted, so that their face is opposite yours. Like the Spider-Man kiss, but, you're not kissing yet. Is Fame. And she goes, "Oh, okay. Well, now we're communing.
I didn't want to talk to you.
I'm the most powerful demon fae nearby."
Well, this was pointless.
"No, not really. We can tell each other something that no one else can hear. Sorrow, you and I have had our differences. And you did have this weird, really weird sexual thing with my father, and I don't begrudge you for that. He is a sexy motherfucker.
Don't remind me.
There's the one.
However, I see the pain that you are in, and I see the suffering that you have had, and I want you to free yourself of it. I can't do it. I've tried. But you can free him, and you can grasp that freedom for yourself. I believe in you, because you're too stubborn to give up. And gods know I've tried to make you give up over and over again. But I am no longer your enemy, Sorrow.
Who has imprisoned him?
Oh. The Archdevil Glazia. One of the queens of hell. She is God's Sorrow. She is so scary. You might be strong enough to stand up against her, but not me. I cannot go up against Glazia.
I was born in hell.
Don't I know it? Please, Sorrow. I'll do anything you want. Anything. Name your price.
Swear on your soul you will never interfere or harm me, my friends, again.
I swear it. On my soul, tattered as it might be. The truth is more important to me than any rivalry you and I have had. Any disagreement that I have had with you or with Shay. Oh, she's so annoying, Sorrow. But this is more important. I swear it. Free passage, safe conduct, no interference.
No, you don't understand. You don't interfere with my friends or me ever again.
I swear it.
And if
Ever
you do,
again.
If you do, I will kill.
That seems reasonable.
You have a deal.
Good. I'll
Sorry.
give you the stone. You can beat me up a little bit if you want. Make it look good.
No.
Oh,
No.
come on. You know you want to.
Actually, I don't.
I can't even fight back because of the oath I just made.
I don't want to hurt people anymore.
Huh. Okay. I respect that. I'll just give the stone to you willingly then. Oh, maybe I'll run away. Big dramatic.
No, just give me the stone. Tell us the information that you have, and then we'll leave. Okay?
All right,
That's
fair
it.
enough. Fair enough.
No drama.
Can we get out of this commune thing now?
Hate your drama. I always hated your drama.
I know, that's hilarious, though. All right,
Oh.
you find yourself back in the throne room, and Fane goes, oh, you have defeated me, Sorrow.
Oh, stop. Just
Here, and she kind of like tosses the stone, which kind of like floats through the air toward you.
we have an arrangement. Zara will pocket the stone.
I just have one question.
Yes.
Say we do this.
Sorrow has reamed my mind so
Bane, shut up and
hard.
listen to Shay.
Yeah. Sorry, focusing.
Say we let your father out. Say we let Lilton free. What's to stop him
perfect.
from coming after me or Illyra again?
Nothing? Unless you bind him to keep him from doing that.
You
Like,
do
I don't know what
Callista's
agreements
just-
you're going to make with him. I just need the truth from him. That's all I want.
Fair enough.
You can go ahead and kill him as soon as you get the truth.
Power.
Oh, you know what? If you get the truth from him, I will believe you, Shay. If you get the truth from him and then you slay him, that's fine. How's that?
All right. I've been wanting to just put a sword in that bastard for years anyway.
Join the frickin' club. She smiles. She's got little sharp little fangs all over her mouth.
I'm first in line.
Oh, I know you
Oh
are.
yeah, she's first in line. Shay, you could
Absolutely.
be second in line. I'll be third in line.
Fane.
The reasonable one. Yes.
Sorry, you had something to say before I cut in.
Did I?
I
Oh,
don't know. I'm asking.
Fane.
Ah,
Info. Illyra.
right. The Shadow Fox is in Zhentil Keep. She is on a rampage. She's embraced her old ways, slaying at will, destroying all who stand against her. The best I've been able to do is keep tabs on her. We fought once. I barely escaped. She is here for blood. She is looking for Manchun, I think. And I think she means to end him in some kind of sacrifice to the Lady of Loss.
I have an idea.
Look, I promised to give you the information. I didn't promise you'd like it.
How long has she been in?
2 days. She's 2 days ahead of you. But she's looking for Manchun. If you find him first, well,
Hasn't he gone into hiding?
he is somewhere in the depths beneath the keep.
I have an idea. So, Callista, your contact wants us to create a distraction, right?
That was actually exactly where I was attempting to go earlier.
Bane.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Fane.
You're the leader of this place, right?
I'm posing as the leader of this place. You have no idea how happy they were to see me.
Announce a halt.
These people
Shut up.
hate change. Oh,
Shut up.
yeah, sorry. Go on.
Announce a festival, have a party, have the army march through the streets, do something tomorrow morning to get them all really good and distracted.
Oh,
And
they
then-
love a military parade.
And then the four of us, we can go after Manchun or Illyra, or both.
If
Military parade to celebrate their dear leader.
What you think, guys?
love parades.
my suggestion that I was going to offer, if you want to be done with this charade, have them find the Imperator assassinated in the morning.
Oh.
That works too.
Wait,
Oh.
wait.
Oh, so
wait.
clever.
No. No,
Which
no,
of you is
no.
sleeping with her? Which of you? Which of you? I
Shane,
know it's
shut
one of
up.
you. Good
Uh,
choice. Good taste.
So,
I'd kiss you, but that would be
Shane,
inappropriate.
shut up.
Sorry. Yes. Beautiful
if
drow
we
lady.
just please, constant irritating.
Sorry. It's a habit
No,
when
you
I'm
are
nervous.
continuing to do it. I am hearing words when I wish to hear none. Do you understand? Because if you do not, I will take that ability from you. The problem with that plan is that we are very obvious, noticeable individual, last people to presumably have seen this person. So, the concern I would have with that plan is that it would immediately turn into a citywide hunt for us.
That's right.
The simple way to maneuver away from that is if the Imperial Guard meets with other individuals. If we are not the most recent, we are not the most concerning.
We'd still be some suspects.
The problem is that it is already darkness. Like, if this is to occur in the morning, then how many meetings would one have?
The problem is a simple military parade does not meet the conditions of our contact. They wanted more than just a simple distraction.
I have an idea.
You can say it in 10 words or less.
Assassinate Bazul at the parade by the Shadow Fox's hand. Profit.
How do you propose we have the Shadow Fox assassinate Fazul?
She looks to Ilmar and like, can I?
You may answer.
I'm a master of illusion, of course. Is one of you available?
Actually, yes.
Is that a volunteer?
I think I see where this is going. And yes, you're going to need someone who can replicate the Shadow Fox's skill set. I'm the only one here that can.
Perfect. I shall place a seeming upon you and make you the Shadow Fox for a day.
So what are the rest of us going to be doing?
Oh, you'll be getting Manchun, of course. I mean, finding Manchun.
Do we want to have at least one of us try to find Alira?
If you find Manchun, you'll find
her.
Alira.
Okay.
I'm so excited. Oh, it'll be like old times.
Shay, Ilmar, and you're still connected, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's covered.
Okay. Do you want to be there?
I would like to be there, yes.
Then I will perform the assassination. If Fane can replicate the shadow effect, I can handle the teleportation. It won't be as convincing, but it doesn't need to be for long. It ensures that you can be there.
Fane kind of smiles.
You're right. You're right.
Shay, you're gonna pass up the chance to be the Shadow Fox for a day? Who are you and what have you done with Shay Darksong?
I never wanted to be her.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I knew there was something I didn't like about you. Ever since we met. I think that's what it was.
That I didn't want to be Illyra?
That you did want to be her. You know I hate her.
I'm aware.
Even though the woman she killed is not really my mother, I still hate her just for professional reasons. You understand?
I understand. But just because I love her doesn't mean I wanted to be her.
All right. I will place the sending upon the reasonable one. She points to Callista. And I shall wish the rest of you happy hunting. Take the gemstone. That is what you will need to find Lilton, my father. He is entrapped in that stone. And though destroying the stone will free him, you will find destroying the stone to be very difficult. Much easier to enter the stone and face its challenges.
We'll deal with that later.
Good.
Just one
I'll be
last-
watching. Not interfering, but watching. That's allowable in the deal. Yes.
Yes. I will say, if you try to kill my wife ever again, I will find you.
I'll look forward to it. But I think you'll take care of her for me. Won't you?
Bane,
Oh,
you're being devious again.
sorry, it's genetic. Don't worry, a few centuries, you'll know what that means. Reasonable one.
I've had to
I
put
shall
up
meet-
with this for years.
I shall meet with you at dawn. I'll have to do the preparations for the parade, you know. And
Where
we
will
shall
we be
orchestrate
meeting?
a grand assassination.
And where shall we be meeting?
Let us meet at the point, at the nadir of Cyric's power.
Okay.
I know that sounded cryptic and poetic, but there's actually a monument called the nadir of Cyric's power. It was where the last priest of Cyric was slain in Zhentil Keep.
I was about
Makes
to
it easy.
say,
Oh, I know. There are a new breed of Cyricists in the city who follow this revolutionary Kashamael, is that the name? I think it is. Anyway, if you encounter such a person, you should take very good care. Yes?
What can you
Yes.
tell us of the other powers within the city?
Not part of the deal, but I am generous. There's myself, Bazul Shembril. Don't worry, he's truly dead, or at least not interested, because I have seen neither hair nor a hide of him. There's the Archmage Menshun, of course, who Shay knows very well. I believe you are distantly related in a way. Yes. Anyway, then there's Kashamiel, who I mentioned, a Cyricist, anarchist. You wouldn't want to associate with him. Or is it him? I'm not sure. And then there's, of course, Syrian, the ghost of Zhentil Keep. Some say that he is a beholder, a spirit, a dragon, some sort of archmage who has unfinished business in the city, a victim of Zentarum politics. But pray that you elude his notice, unless you've already been making deals with the Syrian behind my back, which I would not mind. I would even credit you for it. That is all I know of the powers in Zhentil Keep. Other questions?
What of these Thrall mercenaries?
Oh, of course. Well, you see, I have heard of this organization called Bregenderth. You might know of them, my lady.
Do I?
Yes, make a history check. You at least know the name and who they are, but make the history
21.
check. Okay. Bregenderth is a mercenary company that operated mostly in Mensa Baranzan, but you also know that they have expanded operations to the surface in many places, and they are led by the one, the only,
Jarlaxle.
Jarlaxle. That's right. The famous one-eyed drow. Or is it? He has both eyes and only an eye patch on one eye. Feast of magical items. Flamboyant. Master of strategy. Charisma, charm, and guile. You've heard stories.
What? As Jen does not know who this person is, what is the general opinion on him?
Oh,
is
they
he...
hate him. Oh my God! But he is a necessary weapon and necessary ally of convenience. He has. You're pretty sure that Bregan Dareth has taken part in the destruction of several houses throughout Menza Baranzan's history.
Okay.
Is it known that Jarlaxle is a Bane Ray?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Not with a 21, it's not.
That was
Oh,
a
dear.
21.
Oh dear.
You with the 21, you do know that he has a fondness of some sort for House Bainra and often works with them.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that he is allied with House Bainra, but
no,
he
but
he often sides with them.
Well, my mom has it would not have been weird for me to notice him in the keep at some point.
No, if someone were to describe this person to you,
Okay.
a very cut elf, drow elf man with an eye patch and a like a cowboy hat, wearing only a vest and just flowing pantaloons, strapped with magic items. Yeah, you've seen this person before.
Okay.
Big old floppy hat.
Big old floppy hat.
Does he go
So-
howdy, y'all?
Sometimes.
Shay would feel Ilmarn get very wary and on guard hearing that name, through the bond and everything. But outwardly, she's just like, okay, thank you.
I may have started a rumor that Brigand Dareth was expanding its operations to the Inner Sea, and currently everyone in Zhentil Keep wants to ally with them, so...
Are they actually here?
Who can say?
Why would you do such a thing?
It's funny.
Because she's chaos incarnate.
Ah! That's the nicest thing you've ever said about me, Sorrow.
God, I hate you so much.
Not because you are also allied with them.
Oh, no. No. I suspect I'm not Jarlaxle's type.
I had a thought. Or potentially lure...
Someone mark the history books.
Bane, shut up.
Potentially lure out Manchun. Given the connection you so helpfully brought up. If rumor spreads of the presence of someone calling themselves the Night Queen in Zhentil Keep, it would get his attention.
Oh. What an interesting idea. Shay, I'm proud of you.
I do pay attention. And I had a good teacher.
Well, keep that in mind then. We're still doing this assassination plot, right?
Yes, we're still doing the assassination plot.
Perfect. Oh, I can't wait to be free of this place. Do you keep that stone? Use it when you feel ready.
We'll use it when our other business is taken care of.
Perfect. I have all the time in the realms. So be it.
You have the opportunity to spread the word a little bit while you're preparing for this military parade.
About the Night Queen, you mean?
Yes. Please do.
Shall I say that she came to call upon me?
Yes.
Oh, I shall. I hope that it attracts notice, both of the kind that you seek and the kind that you are not expecting. May you live in interesting times.
The interesting times never stop.
All right. Have some wine. Off with you then. And much to do to prepare. I shall see you, reasonable one, at the nadir of Cyric's power.
I'm taking the bottle with me, by the way.
Oh,
Of course.
Yeah, Shay's already grabbed a bottle as she's walking out.
They're not mine, Fane says as you're heading out the door.
And does Fane have any, I don't know, reaction to the fact that Sorrow has not touched any of the stuff? Given Sorrow's reputation, and Fane has probably seen her.
Make an insight check, Sorrow.
17.
Yeah, Fane does seem to have noticed that. And she seems a little surprised that you didn't, immediately start drowning yourself in drink.
As we're going out the door, Sorrow will say, I hope, and you better hope, that we never see each other again.
I do.
Good.
Farewell. Okay.
Just one last rude gesture on the way out the door.
So, it's about 7:30, which means that that's about all the time we have for tonight. So this has headed in a slightly different direction than I intended, but that's good. That's making for some emergent gameplay, and I appreciate that. So, next time we will have this military parade, and you will get down to see Manchun, theoretically. I've been Eric Scott B, the DM of this campaign, founding member of the Dungeon Scrawlers, writer, game designer. Come to the Discord. We talk about this campaign and others. We have a great memes thing going on. We talk about, we're sistered with Writing About Dragons and Shit, a podcast with Aaron M. Evans, Dave Walters, and Trevor Bettis. And that's fantastic. And it's a great crossover on our Discord. So come join us there. We'll hang out and learn a lot of good stuff. Take it away, Allie.
Hi, everybody. I am Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie for short. I am an author, game designer, TTRPG streamer, all-around chaos gremlin, and I had fun tonight. Check out my Patreon, which is patreon.com/Alexandra Pitchford. I will probably be posting some in-progress snippets of Shadebound as I finish it. So you'll get to see that stuff before anybody else. The lowest tier is $1. It's not much, so please do check it out. I'm also working on a Warlock subclass, a Warlock Pact, specifically Greymantle themed. So that, when it's done, I will put that up. But yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm one of the OG mods for Dungeon Scrawlers. I've been here the whole time. So yeah, it's been a ride. Cora?
Meanwhile, I'm over here, brand spanking new. Hello, everyone. My name is Cora. I am a writer and a game designer. I don't have anything really coming up to look out for. But I encourage you to check out everyone else's stuff because everyone else is really, really awesome. And I played Callista, the Face Guard Ranger, who probably clicked a little more with Fane than she really should have. It was probably there might be something about the Fae and Fae type of stuff. It's really concerning, honestly. But yeah, on that note, Kay.
I am Kyrea Tedrekin. Call me Kay, and I played Sorrow, and Sorrow is having. First of all, it took so much restraint not to strangle Fane.
Hey,
Yeah,
but you didn't, and I think we should all acknowledge that is a sign of character growth.
But she's also got this stone in her pocket, and that's gonna be fun. Anyway, My Patreon, Kyria's Creations. All the content is at the free membership level, so please do check it out. Jen.
Hello, I'm Jen. I go by Savage Sparrow on the internet. SavageSparrow.com is my cool website for nerdy apparel and accessories. Patreon.com/Savage Sparrow if you want to look at all my sweet artwork, like the art on this stream. Yeah. Tonight I played Ilmarin. It was basically just kind of like, I don't like that people are making my girlfriend feel unhappy feelings. And also that person was very annoying. I am not a brat tamer, nor do I want to be.
Have no idea. Oh my god.
Like, brat, stop making me waste my time on you. But yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, I think Callista was the only person in the room who didn't want to strangle or punch Fane.
Yeah.
That's why she kept referring to Callista as the reasonable one. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Ilmarin's like, everyone can be redeemed. Asterisk.
Yes, Fane was the greatest challenge to Ilmarin's faith and oath that she has encountered. Yeah. All right. Well, until next week, when we'll have a great military parade.
Yay!
And see you all then. Until then,